Hey everybody, it's Chris from Marketing During Tough Times. Thanks for stopping by. This is episode 3 of my series 5 Skills to Master When You're Starting Your First Business. And in this video, we're talking about really knowing your audience. In the first video, a quick review, I talked about how you have 2 approaches when you're getting started. You can create a product around your expertise, something you have passion and knowledge of, and then go find a market you think that wants it. That's completely valid. Or option 2, maybe you know an audience or you're part of an audience or a group of people and there's a problem and you create a product that solves the problem. And that's great too. So if we take group 1, you have someone who has a passion for a particular product, a particular area, and so they have to find the audience and make sure the audience is there. And so how you do that is through testing. You can do small tests. You can test on Facebook, you can test on Google, you can test all sorts of different ways. But you want to see if your product resonates with this market. Now, sometimes it doesn't match right away, but there might be a portion of your product that matches up with the audience. And so all you have to do is change your marketing. You don't need to change your product. You just change what you're emphasizing in your marketing. Maybe there's a part of this that, hey, this is really what people want. On the other hand, maybe it's a different audience entirely. Maybe the audience is just not interested in it. You misjudged what people wanted. And so you can keep your product the same, but you just have to go to a different audience. And I'm going to give you an example at my performing arts school. So many of you know I own a performing arts school. I started out life as a guitar teacher. So let's say I'm going to do a beginner guitar course, and I'm going to gear it towards young people, teenagers and preteens, to teach them how to play the guitar. Well, I know a lot about playing guitar, but I don't really have a connection to that market. I also don't know what it's like to be a beginner guitarist, in the year 2021. I started playing guitar in the 70s. Music was different, how people learned was different. The music I would talk about wouldn't necessarily right away connect with this younger audience. It's not that I can't make the product work, but I would probably have to really think about what aspects of my product would appeal to these young people. On the other hand, let's say I took this same product and I marketed it to adults who were my age, who maybe grew up in the 70s. Well, I could right away make a connection of going, you know what, I was a beginner guitarist in the 70s and I remember these great bands, and I could rattle off great 70s rock bands and my incredible connection to the music that they might have. And you can learn how to play this music that you've always wanted to learn how to play. So I would have an instant connection with the audience because I'm basically like how they were as a teenager. We were teenagers at the same time. We remember all these great records. We remember all this great music. So I would have a connection. They wouldn't necessarily automatically buy my product, but I would at least have a chance to really get in front of them and communicate with that audience. Okay, so let's take a look at group number 2. Group number 2 is I'm starting with an audience. I see a problem and I'm creating a product. Perfectly valid approach. I know the audience. The question is the problem I'm solving really a problem for them? Like, do they see it as a problem that needs to be solved? And I'm going to give you an example as a business owner. So as a business owner, I own a performing arts school and I own Chris Wilson Coaching. All day long when I'm on the internet, whether it's social media, Facebook, or maybe I'm just doing stuff on the web, I see ads all down the side. And it's always, grow your music school. I will show you with digital marketing how to get more clients. Or for coaching, I will show you how to explode your income, right? I see tons and tons of these ads for people wanting to help me get clients. Now, everybody always needs more clients. Who doesn't need more clients in their business? On the other hand, I see so many of them, the market seems saturated. I don't know who to believe, who to trust, if they could actually give me results, right? Do I really believe this? I'm going to have, buy someone's course and my income's going to explode and I'm going to be, driving a Lamborghini and living, in Miami next to Tony Robbins. These are some of the images people are presenting. So I don't really know necessarily if I can trust these people, if I should buy their products. So I actually think if you were going to go that market, you might want to sell something else besides get more clients. There's probably something else you could sell that would really help the businesses. Or have maybe a unique angle that's not just explode your income, get more clients. Now, sometimes people just don't want your product. As a business owner at the performing arts school I own, I get calls from teachers who are selling books. So they write method books, like how to play piano and stuff. And so they're not selling direct to consumer. They're trying to get me as a school to buy 100 of their books and give them out to the students, and I'm going to use your method book. And I get these calls a couple times a year, and they send me samples, and they've printed up books and done all this stuff, and it's really cool, and they're usually well done, but there's simply no need for it. There's so many piano method books. There's so many how to play guitar books. There's just really no need for it. My teachers who work for me aren't familiar with it. They don't really feel like changing the method book. Now, for this teacher, he can use it to promote himself as an expert to his own students, right? So he's like, yes, I am the author of this method book. He can use that to promote himself. But as far as the idea that schools are all going to go out and buy hundreds of his books because he has this great piano method, it's not realistic. They're really facing an uphill battle. And they could have really saved themselves some time, printing costs, creating all these books with some simple test marketing and saying, hey, can I send you a sample of this book before going through the effort of printing all these books and having all this inventory that no one wants. All right, so I hope you find today's show helpful. I will see you next time. Thanks. Bye.